Right now, there are more people on Facebook than there were on the planet 200 years ago. Humanity's greatest desire is to belong and connect. And now we see each other. We hear each other.
Grandpa, I love you. I love you.
Why want to take a picture?
We share what we love, and it reminds us what we all have in common.
Dug out alive and well after 7.5 days.
If you believe in yourself, you will know how to ride a bike. Rock and roll!
So now technically your device is on. Can you tell?
And this connection is changing the way the world works. Governments are trying to keep up.
No, we can't just degrade it.
And older generations are concerned.
Many people are very concerned about tomorrow.
They could get worse next year.
The game has new rules. The next 27 minutes are an experiment. But in order for it to work, you have to pay attention.
I can hear him.
Every single person in the world started this way. He didn't choose where or when he was born.
Yeah, he does.
But because he's here, he matters.
Yeah, we've been waiting for you. You made it.
My name is Jason Russell, and this is my son, Gavin. He loves Jacob. It has become my job.
Who are you to end a war? I'm here to tell you, who are you not to?
I made that promise to Jacob, not knowing what it would mean. But now I do. Over the past 9 years, I have fought to fulfill it. The fight has led me here, to this movie you're watching. Because that promise is not just about Jacob or me. It's also about you. And this year, 2012, is the year that we can finally fulfill it. As if Kony's crimes aren't bad enough, he is not fighting for any cause, but only to maintain his power. He is not supported by anyone, and he has repeatedly used peace talks to It's obvious that Kony should be stopped. The problem is 99% of the planet doesn't know who he is. If they knew, Kony would have been stopped long ago.
Let the world, let the international community take justice to him there. Follow him wherever he is. First, to rescue our children. And secondly, to deliver the justice.
We are determined to cooperate with any friend of Uganda to ensure that this mindless killing is ended.
When my friends and I came home from Uganda, we thought that if the government knew, they would do something to stop it. But everyone in Washington we talked to said there is no way the United States will ever get involved in a conflict where our national security or financial interests aren't at stake.
No administration, Republican, Democrat, Obama, Bush, Clinton, doesn't matter, would do enough because it's simply not an important enough issue on the radar screen of American foreign policy.
Since the government said it was impossible, we didn't know what else to do but tell everyone we could about Jacob and the invisible children.
It would show this movie to as many people as possible in such a way that we can't be ignored.
And when we did, people were shocked, and their awareness turned into action. We started something, a community.
I have friends that have been living in this conflict their entire life. Fight for that, because that is what is going to change this world, and that is what defines us.
We got creative, and we got loud. And as the LRA began to move into other countries, Jacob and other Ugandans came to the U.S. to speak on behalf of all people suffering because of Kony. All of this was funded by an army of young people who put their money toward their belief in the value of all human.
Shorelines of Lake Albert, under the water and the lagoons, there are riches. Enough oil to dramatically change the fortune of Uganda. Uganda and the oil executives insist that mistakes in past oil booms, such as Nigeria and Angola. We see,
million views of Kony 2012. And everybody's saying, man, Alex, you got to get behind a war, an invasion in the middle of Africa. I mean, after all, the children are being enslaved, and there's a group called Invisible Children that wants to have a military invasion against Joseph Kony, who I've researched for years, there in Uganda. Well, there's a problem here. I've looked into Joseph Kony years ago. He's obviously another warmonger, bad guy. But the actual president of Uganda has been involved in genocides of over 7 million people. And best I can tell, Joseph Kony might have a couple thousand followers, 200 to 400, max 500 soldiers, maybe 100,000 they've killed in a couple decades. I mean, the point is, he's like Saddam beat the brains out of babies in incubators in Kuwait. They admit that's PR, wasn't true. Or they've got this Syrian guy who they're saying there's all these massacres. That's now admitted to be fake. Or you've got the claim that Gaddafi's people were racing around, raping women fueled by Viagra. Wasn't true. And they admit that 40,000 plus people are dead, including most of them black Africans in Libya, and that they're using al-Qaeda there. And in Syria, the West doesn't want to bring liberty to Syria. They want to destabilize that country and use al-Qaeda to do it. This is all on record. And I know about Rwanda. I know about the Hutus and the Tutsis. I know about what's happening in Uganda. I've researched this. And I predicted with my guests and researchers in the Obama deception 3.5 years ago that they would invade Libya, that they would invade Uganda, that they would go after all of these different organizations. And that has now happened. That has now happened with the Lord's Resistance Army, all of it. They sent in special forces last year trying to kill them. So remember, when the West and the corrupt interests that run this country say they want to invade an area to stop a human rights disaster, I have examples from just last year in the Ivory Coast of Africa, where they admit that the UN killed tens of thousands of people.
Hello there. This message is brought to you by none other than Anonymous. Recently, Invisible Children Inc. has posted the video propaganda to advocate world peace through the arrest of Joseph Kony. Anonymous would like to bring to your attention that Joseph Kony has been dead since the year of 2006. The ICC had dropped all charges.
He's not famous. He's invisible. Joseph Kony's invisible.
Here is how we're going to make him visible. We are going to make Joseph Kony a household name, not to celebrate, but to bring his... This year only. Each bracelet has a unique ID number. Input that number and you enter the mission to make Kony famous. We've identified the 12 policymakers that could change the game regarding Kony, so we're targeting them.
Ha ha ha!